Hi guys, here is my latest creation. This is a special 6.5. It was built on early 80s 6.2 block and there is the mark for the 6.2, but it's been converted to a 6.5. It has 6.5 pistons in it, 6.5 heads, and it's ready to go into my truck. So what's special about the 6.2 early 6.2 blocks is that it has a higher nickel content, and that means it's harder. And the machine shop did tell me that it took them a lot longer to almost double the time to bore it and hone it. And so this is the real thing, and it's gonna last a lot longer than any 6.5 standard 6.5 block because of the extra hardness. So everything else is 6.5 on it, only the block is 6.2 and the crankshaft, and everything fits perfectly. So there is no discrepancy from the 6.2 to the 6.5 other than the size of the piston, and the pistons are 2 millimeters bigger in the 6.5 than the 6.2. So this is now effectively a 6.5 and maybe even better than that. So one of the other things I did with this one is see the front starter bracket. I don't know if you can see it well because it's red just like the block, but I had to change the flimsy bracket that was made from sheet metal, and I changed it to a steel block, and this block will not bend. The flimsy sheet metal bracket bends, and when it bends it puts too much pressure, too much sideways forces on the back of the starter, and it can even chip the block. And if you notice, it did chip the block. Somebody put this engine together without the rear bracket on the starter, and they chipped the block. So I had to fix it by drilling through it and putting a bolt from the top down. And actually this is a bigger bolt than what was in there. This is a 5/16 or something, or I don't know exactly. It's a 5/8 or something. So the setup for the starter is now stronger than the factory setup. So I am putting this block into my truck because I don't want to sell it with a chipped block. But I'm pretty happy about it, and it came out better than the original starter mounting. So I don't have any issues with it. I think it's gonna work just fine. Okay, so I'm gonna start it up. So about 30 psi oil pressure on idle. and 50 on high RPM. That's very good. Oops. Runs very smooth. It's a perfect engine.